Hello, guys. Today we have one more class of English. I'm really happy to be with you today. And we're going to continue talking about basic vocabulary, class number 32. Okay, we're going to learn 7 more words, how to use them, some examples, and a dictation exercise too. So let's start with the first word. Okay, the first word is for. Remember, guys, that today is only English Friday, so the all the class will be entirely in English. Yep. Now, let's start with for. Guys, what does for mean? It has different meanings, okay? Let's start with number one. We're talking about purpose. Okay, this is the first meaning. For a purpose or reason. Okay, or reason. Okay, number two, we can talk about people. Okay, who receives something. Okay, people. People who receive, okay, something. And it also means a space or a period of time too. Anna, hello, great to have you here. So let's start with the first meaning, purpose or reason. So every time you're asking or you're discussing about something, you can start using for, no? For example, okay, they go out for dinner. Okay, they go out for dinner. Look at this. We're talking about this for dinner. We're talking about purpose or reason. We're talking about this, no? Purpose or reason. Let's continue. Number two, we can say, okay, this app is good for, look at this. This app is good for learning English. So one more time. In the first case, they go out for dinner. We're talking about the purpose. They go out because they want to eat, okay, or they want to have dinner. In the second case, we're talking about that this app is good for this reason because this app helps you learn English. Okay, we're talking about the reason here. Okay, for dinner, this is the reason for learning English. Now, one thing that you have to keep in mind is that once you use for, the next word should be a noun, dinner, or it should be a gerund. Okay, ing. Okay, I'm going to give you one more example on this part. For example, we can use here, I use my laptop. Okay, I use my laptop for doing my homework. Look at that. I use my cell phone or my laptop for doing my homework. Oh, the eraser is the eraser was there. Okay. My for doing my homework. Okay, see? Again, after we use for, we need to continue with the gerund, the ing form. Okay, for doing my homework. Yes? So, this is the first meaning of, or this is the first way we use for. Okay? This is for cleaning the house. This is it's perfect for traveling. It's good for I don't know, exercising. Remember, we always use the ing form here, okay, the gerund. You can use this, no? It's good for me, you can say now. Now, let's continue with the second meaning. Okay, we're talking about people who receive something. Now, we can say, for example, this coffee, okay, this coffee is for you. Look at that. Okay, this coffee is for you. I have a cup of coffee, and this cup of coffee is for you. Okay, so you are going to receive cup of coffee. So we're talking about people who receives something. Okay, gonna put it here. You receive, or you are going to receive a coffee. Yep, that's right. Let's continue. One more thing. I bought I bought a gift. Okay, I bought a gift for my sister. See? We are using uh, this because my sister is going to be the person who will receive a gift. Okay, I bought a gift. I bought a present. This is a present that I bought because my sister is going to receive it. Okay, for my sister. Yes. So this is also something we're gonna use here. Remember, number one, we're talking about purpose or reason. Okay. Number for dinner, for learning English, for doing homework. Number two, we're talking about the person who is receiving something for you, for my sister, for my students. Okay, this class is for my students. Okay, this money is for my university. Okay, um, this house is for my children. So these are the people who are going to receive this. Okay, that is the second example. Now let's go to the third one. Okay, we're talking about a period of time. Okay, a period of time. For example, we can say I went on vacation. Okay, I went on vacation for 15 days. Okay, one more time. We're talking about, oh, thank you. Okay, we're talking about, I went on vacation and now a period of time for 15 days. Or maybe you can say, I, I've worked, I've worked here. Okay, I've worked here for 10 years. So we're talking about a space of or a period of time. Yes? Okay. Very good, guys. I hope this can help you. Take a screenshot of this, and now we're gonna analyze your sentences. Okay? Please remember to write your own sentences using this word for. Okay? You can use it when you're trying to talk about a purpose, who is going to receive something, and for a period of time. Okay, we're gonna see how well you do it. Very good. Give me a second, guys. I need to do something first. Okay. 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 Okay, very good. That says, hello, welcome. Great to have you here. I bought a gift. Anna, a gift. You need to write here, a gift. I bought gift? No, I bought a gift for my father and sons. Okay, thank you. Okay. Moni, thank you so much for your heart, me. I really appreciate it. Okay, love, thank you so much for your gift. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, here is food for you. Yes, here is food for you. Okay, awesome. Okay, great. Um, the tickets is going to the tickets is for no. These are Philly Games tickets. You can say this, no? These are, if you're talking about a concert, you can say these are Coldplay tickets. You have to use something like that, no? Coldplay concert tickets, or I don't know, maybe Maroon 5 tickets, something like that, or maybe these are. I bought a ticket for a Mexico versus Korea match, no, something like that. For, and you mentioned the concert or the match, no? For going, no, no. Mr. Lasagna, hello, welcome. Great to have you here. Okay. Okay, very good, very good. Any other example, guys? Gabriela, thank you so much for your gift. I wait for you. Okay, I wait for you. Oh, I'm waiting. Maybe you can say Diodun. I'm waiting for you. It sounds much more natural. Do you need do you need for that? What do you need maybe? You know, what do you need for doing that? I bought a gift for my mother. Yes, BMK. Okay. Okay, Gabriel, I'm talking about three functions, eh? I'm not talking about translation. Yes, because if you translate for, you are going to get confused. Yes, that's why translation is not very helpful when you are in a pre-intermediate level, for example. No? For an elementary level, yes, translation is always good for elementary English. But if you say for is means this in Spanish or in my language, that's not enough because for has different functions. We talked about three functions here, okay? Purpose of reason, these three examples, people who receive something, these two examples, and period of time, these two examples here, okay? Try not to translate these because for has different functions. Okay, very good. That's it. Thank you so much for the rose. Thank you so much. Moni, thank you. Okay, my level is basic, yes, but try not to translate. If you can understand what I'm saying, maybe you're not an elementary student. Elementary students can't understand what I'm saying, so maybe try to stop translating so much and try to pay attention to the function. How I can use this, when I should use this. Okay, so that is the idea. That is the idea. Okay, guys, let's continue with the dictation now. Okay, let's continue with the dictation. My English is bad. No, don't worry. We're on the process. Everybody's on the process, guys. You are here because you're learning. And you are learning because you need to improve your English. And I am learning too. So I need to improve my English too. But never say that. Never say, oh, my English is bad. No. It's like, my English is improving. Yes, I'm on the way. I'm on the way. Well, guys, let's continue with the following example. Okay. Okay. Listen and write. We saved money for our vacation. We saved money for our vacation. We saved money for our vacation. Okay, listen and write. Okay, you sir, thank you very much for being here. Okay, listen and write, guys. We saved money for our vacation. Okay. Anyone else? Okay, let's go. Let's continue with, or let's start with the first sentences. The first sentence here. Okay, look at this. We save, save. Okay, save money. I'm gonna write it here. Save money. Okay, save money. We're talking about like to put apart some money for a special, for using it for something special, right? So that is to save money. Okay, not spending some part of your salary, for example, in order to save it. Yep. Now we said saved, saved. Okay. So what is the last letter? Okay, saved. Simple past. Simple past. Okay, we saved money, and now we're using here for. Guys, for here is or has the first, the second, or the third meaning. We saved money for our vacation. So, what does for indicate in this text? Is it about a purpose? Is it about someone who is going to receive something? Or is it about a period of time? What is it about, guys? What are we talking here? What are we talking about here? Okay, Manny, thank you. Thank you so much for your gifts. Okay, so the meaning here is the first. Yes, is the first one. We are saving money, or we saved money for this reason. Okay, this is the reason why we saved money. Okay, we want to go on vacation. Yes, yeah, we need money for our next vacation. That's why we use it. We're using it. Okay, Gabriela, thank you. Thank you so much for your gifts. Okay, I'm going to erase this, and we'll continue with the second word. Okay, let's erase this. Okay, very good. Let's continue, guys. Number two, we're going to talk about argue. Argue. Okay, one more time. Argue. What does argue mean, guys? Argue. Well, it has two meanings, okay? Okay. Maybe to fight, huh? Fight, or speak. Okay, when you're angry, angrily. And the second meaning is to give reasons. Okay, give reasons. Or support your idea. Okay, that is the second meaning. Now, let's start talking about the first one, fight or speak angrily. Yeah, this is very common when we have two different points of view, right? When we have two different points of view. Maybe you want something and the other person wants something completely different, and nobody wants to accept the other person's opinion, right? So maybe we can have an argument there. To disagree, yes, that's it. That's it. To discuss, no. Discuss is something completely different. No? Discuss is not similar to argue. Okay, they are not similar. Discuss is a false friend. Okay, so discuss is just to speak. Okay, you have this idea, have this idea. Okay, what do you think? That is discuss. Argue is something completely different because we are fighting verbally, right? We don't have an we can have an agreement. So let's start with the first meaning. Number one, we can say, for example, here, okay, I don't like to argue. Okay, I don't like to argue with people. Okay, one more time. To argue is to have different points of view. Maybe you say red and the other person says green, and nobody wants to accept, okay? Or nobody wants to say, okay, I prefer red or I prefer green. No, okay? They don't want to change their mind. I don't like to argue with, okay? We're gonna use here this preposition, with people. Maybe you can say something as, I argued. Okay, I argued. I argued. Simple past. Okay, I argued with my boss. Okay, I argued with my boss. Why? Because he wanted to I spend 2 more hours, or maybe he wanted, or he didn't want to give me my salary. Okay, he didn't want to pay. So, or maybe he wanted to discount some money from my salary. So we had an argument. Yes, we argued. Hey, you can do this, and the boss said yes, but you did this and this and this, so I can pay. I can give you your all your salary. No, so that is an argument. Or maybe you have two different opinions about something. So this is very common when you, for example, go to a hotel and you see that there isn't a good service, right? It's like, hey, excuse me, I need something, and then maybe the server doesn't listen to you, doesn't pay attention. Maybe they give you a food that is in bad condition. Yes, so you start arguing, no, I'm not gonna pay for this. I'm not gonna do this, no, because I don't like the service. No? Maybe you would have an argument there, no? So you argue with the server. Yep. Or it's very common that you can do this when you are driving, right? You're driving, and maybe somebody else is driving next to you or doing something that is a little dangerous, and you start like telling them, "Hey, be careful, watch out!" No, and this person says, I don't care about you," okay, and thing like that. So you can start having arguments. Okay, that's it. I argue with. Okay, we always use this. Um, Teenagers argue with their parents very often, right? They argue with their parents a lot. Maybe the father or the mother says, "Hey, I don't like your T-shirt. I don't like your jeans or your dress." In the case of women, so you start arguing. No, no, mom, I like to wear. I would like to wear this and this and this. So they always have arguments. Okay, parents and teenagers. Very good. Now we have a second meaning here. Okay, give reasons. Okay, this is an intermediate meaning. No? Not all students use this a lot, but it's a very important um, meaning too. So in this case, for example, we can say, okay, she argued. Okay, she argued, simple past, that. Okay, we should argue that Um, we shouldn't waste water. Okay, she argued. So here, this, okay, well, this person isn't fighting, okay? It doesn't mean that this person is angry. No. Now, she is explaining or she's talking about something. What is she talking about? Well, she says, we shouldn't waste water. Okay, so she is explaining why this is bad, right? We shouldn't waste water. There's a lot of people that open the shower for 30, for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and they don't care, right? They don't care if water is, if they wasting water. Or maybe when they are brushing their teeth, no? They open the tap and the water is flowing and they are just with brushing this. So what is happening here? They're wasting water. So she says, "Hey, that is incorrect. We should correct this. Okay, we should avoid wasting water." So she argued. She's giving reasons. She is mentioning why we shouldn't waste water. Okay, that is the first thing that we are doing here. Okay, let's put one more example here. Maybe we can say, they argued. Okay, they argued that the plan was risky. So one more time. Imagine we are in a business meeting and they are sharing their opinion. Hey, this plan it isn't good. This plan is really risky. Okay, it's dangerous. The plan is dangerous. Why? Because of this, of this, of this, and this. Okay, so I'm explaining, I'm giving reasons, or I supporting my idea. Okay, why this plan is risky? Maybe they didn't do the they didn't analyze the market enough, or maybe the product isn't very good, or they need to improve something in the manufacturing process. So they have they are giving reasons. Okay, they are telling them, hey, the plan is risky. So they argued. They are giving ideas. They are giving reasons why the plan is risky. This is an intermediate word, guys, an intermediate meaning word. So I recommend you to analyze it, especially if you're in an intermediate level or in an advanced level, and you are writing an essay, for example. It's going to help you a lot. Okay, guys. Now let's read your own sentences. I want you to write your own sentences using this expression. Argue. Okay, argue. You can start writing it down. Okay, let's see. I argue with my customers almost every day. Oh, yes, that's something very common. Very, very common. Yeah. They were arguing over the inheritance money user. Very good. They were arguing over. That's something very important too, no? Maybe you can say, my parents were arguing over, and then you give the reasons, no? Or about. They were arguing about money, no? People fight about money a lot. They have a lot of arguments about money. Over is a good sentence too. You use about when we're talking something in general, and over when it's something more specific. Okay, over money, and then we have over the inheritance money, no? Okay. So I don't discuss with my husband. I argue. Yes, meow meow. You know, when you discuss, because this is a word in English, it's because you are just sharing ideas. No, maybe you can say, well, guys, today is the last day of December. Okay, let's discuss what plans do you have for next year. Okay, or maybe we can say, um, we're going to start with a new project. Let's discuss who are going to be part of this new project or who is going to be in charge of this project. We're not fighting, we're just sharing ideas. This is a very common thing when you are in a business meeting. Or maybe you can also say discuss similar to debate, no? You share your ideas, but you're not fighting. Yes, you're not fighting. Leonardo, I'm confident with my answer. Yes, I'm. And that's the ain't in English. Okay, that's ain. That ain't. No, that's a no. That a it ain't or that ain't English. Why, Leonardo? Okay. I argue with the shop assistant. Be careful, Cielo, with the spelling of assistant. Okay, ASS, double S, and the last vowel is A, no E. Assistant. Okay, when they provide for service. Yes, but that's a very good sentence too. Okay. Okay, very good, guys. To be clear with the idea, okay, he argued that the car can run, doesn't run maybe, or it doesn't work. Uh-huh. They argue that the car doesn't work or isn't running. They argue that people shouldn't litter on the street. Yes, very good, Gabriela, but without the comma, no comma there. My husband and I argue that what to watch. Okay. My husband and I often argue about what to watch. They were about to fight off. It is good. No, user over is because it's something very specific. Now, when you say about money, now we're talking about something in general. But you're talking about over the inheritance money. Okay, that is more specific. That's why over is much better there. But about is also very important. My husband and I often argue about what to watch, and then I fall asleep before choosing. Okay, then we fall asleep. Then we fall asleep. Yeah, before choosing a movie. Okay, or choosing a program. Daniela, hello, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, let's continue with the sentence. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay, listen to me and write. Don't argue in front of the children. Don't argue in front of the children. Don't argue in front of the children. Listen and write. Okay? Thank you so much, Money, for your gift. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, come on, guys. You can do it. You can do it, guys. 5 more seconds. Imperative, yes. Okay, guys, let's write that sentence. It says, don't argue. Okay, don't argue in front of the children. Okay, guys, very good. Argue here has the first meaning, okay? Don't fight or don't speak angrily in front of the children, okay? Very good. Let's continue with the next word. Going to raise this. Awesome. Next word. Okay, let's start with this. Okay. Sebastian, thank you. Thank you so much for your words. Okay, guys, let's continue. And please remember to keep tapping on the screen. We only have 7K taps. Okay, that's very low. Okay, we should have at least 20 at this point. Yes, we've been on, we've been having this class for 40 minutes. Or this class started 40 minutes ago, and we only have 7K taps, guys. It's very few. Okay. Thank you so much, Gabriela. Cielo, thank you so much for your rose too. Okay, please remember to keep tapping on the screen. Well, let's continue with the next word. The next word is when. So, what does when mean? Well, in this case, we're gonna talk about its function. We use when for, okay, when we ask for time, look at that. And when we talk about time, okay, when we talk, okay, we talk about time. Yes. So this is something very important because time when is a question word. What is a question word? It's a word that we start with that we use at the beginning of the question. Okay, we're talking about time. So the question is, for example, when, okay, give me a second. When, when are you going? When are you going to travel? Look at that. So we start, okay, using, or we start this question with when. Okay, this is an open question. When, WH, okay, this is a WH question. So you can say, for example, I'm going to travel in December. I'm going to travel next year. I'm going to travel in 2 weeks. Yes, when are you going to travel? We're talking about the time. Now, if you want to be more specific, you can use what time. Yes, what time? Because we're talking about it's something very specific. What time are you going to travel? Oh, we're going to travel at 5, at 10, at noon, at midnight. Yes? If you're talking about a little more general, when? When are you going to travel? We can use this with the simple past too, no? Okay. When do you usually, okay, play soccer? Okay, this is a very common question, right? When do you usually play soccer? Do you play soccer on Sundays? Do you play soccer on Wednesdays, Mondays, weekends, on weekdays? Yeah. So this is a question that you can ask too. Okay, when? Now, if somebody says, "Oh, we play soccer," or "We often play soccer on Sundays," you can start asking the next question. What time do you play? See? Why? Because we are You want to be a little more specific. Yep. So remember, we use when first, and then we use what. Okay. Wait, what time? Sorry. Very good. Now, this is the first meaning. Yes. Now, let's continue with the second meaning. We use this when we're talking about time. Look at that. Not talking about time. For example, okay, I was working. Okay, I was working when you called me. So if somebody asks you, "Hey, why didn't you pick up my call? No, why didn't you answer?" So you can say, "I was working. I was working when." Okay, this is the second action. When you called me, I couldn't answer because I was working. Okay, when we are giving like an order, no? I was working, that is the action in progress, and you call me is the second action that interrupts the first action. Okay, when you call me. You can use this at the beginning also, no? When I was John, especially when you want to talk about the past, no? When I was John, okay, I used to walk to school. Okay, when I was John, I used to go to school. While, we can use while if I am using present continuous here, no? Or past continuous. I was working while you were playing soccer. I was working while you were cooking. Yes, in that case, we use while. Now, when I was young, again, we're talking about a moment when I was, well, I'm talking about a specific moment in the past, no? When I was young, and then the second sentence is, I used to walk to school. Now, be careful, guys, because when you use when at the beginning, we need to use a comma here, okay? You need to use a comma. Let's put it here. Okay, in some cases, it is better to use the first action here, no? I was working. Okay, in some cases, you can use when I was young. That could be the first situation, okay? But remember, we need to use a comma here, okay? When I was young, this is the situation. I used to walk to school, no? This is the second action or the second situation here. Okay, so this is how it works. Okay, this is how it works. And you can use when for a lot of things, no? Call me when you're ready. You can also say this in the present tense, no? Call me when you're ready. Okay, call me when you're ready. So, guys, when could be used for or in any tense, okay? For present simple, for simple past, for simple future, anything. Yep. You can take a screenshot of this, and now I'm gonna read your sentences. Let's see what you have here. Guys, please help me with the taps. Okay, call me when you finish work. Yes, that's right. Money, thank you so much for the gifts. I was cooking when he ran the bell. He ran, simple past, Gabriela. He ran the bell. Okay, please tap. Yes, when you're gone. Yes. Again, Paul, you can use ing here. No, while you were calling me, other possibility. But if the action was just in one opportunity, when you call me, you can say while I was calling me. Yes, you while you were calling me. Okay, when does he usually work out? Yes, that's a good question too. Okay, what time is it? When were you born, Gabriela? When were you born? When did you come back to the house? Anna, did. Did is missing there. When did you? When did you come back from school? Come back from, no, to the houses. Perfect. But when did you? Okay, perfect. What else? What else do we have here? Okay, when my hamster hears a snack. Okay, snacks back. He runs faster. Again, that's it. You need to use the comma there because you are starting with when. Okay, be careful with this. The rest is okay. As faster as a race car, a racing car. I was studying. Okay, Fernando, you gotta be careful with this. It doesn't, and I don't understand that. Like, I don't work. You can use simple presents. Okay, I don't work when I study, or I don't work when I study. That's much better. But you are mixing simple past with present simple. No, you have to use just one tense there. Okay, when call me when you go swimming. Yes, Mike, but don't we don't need a comma here. The comma is not here, okay? There isn't a comma here. Tell me when all is okay. Okay, Veritas, great. Call me when you have a chance. Okay. When I was young, I used to listen. Anna, I used to listen. I used to listen. Okay. Bee Gees, yes. Bee Gees is a good group. Okay, call me when you finish work. Yes. Okay, I was so busy when you called me. Yes, that's another possibility. Call me when you're ready for cooking. Okay, you're ready for cooking. Yeah, very good, guys. Very good. And Anna here again. I was busy. We don't need a comma. Remember, the comma only is only necessary when we start with when. When I was young, comma. But if you start with this, I was so busy. There's no comma here. Okay, very good, very good. When is Brazil going to play again? Yes, that's a good question, and I'm not sure what the answer is. Okay, very good, guys. Let's continue with the next meaning. Listen to me and write, okay? Listen and write. I don't know when she will return. I don't know when she will return. I don't know when she will return. Okay, that's the sentence. Call me when you get to the market. Stella, maybe. Call me when you go to the market, or maybe when you get to the market. I don't know when she will come. That's the sentence. Okay, let's write it down, guys. Let's see what do we have here. I don't know, or I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, when she will. Okay, I don't know when she will return. Okay, or when she will come back. Okay, very good. Very good. Let's continue with the next word. Okay, guys, please remember to keep tapping on the screen. Okay, very good, guys. Guys, we have a WhatsApp group. If you want to join the WhatsApp group, just go to the link on my profile. Option number 4. There you will find the link. I always send all the live link when I start classes here on YouTube and TikTok. So if you want to attend the next class, remember to join the WhatsApp group. Yeah, it's going to help you. Or just pay attention to the TikTok notifications, maybe. Okay, very good. Let's continue with the next word, guys. Okay, the next word is noisy. Okay, noisy. What does noisy mean, guys? Well, it has two meanings. Well, it has just one meaning. In this case, it's making, okay, a lot of loud sounds, no? Loud or unpleasant sounds. So, an avenue is always noisy. Yes, if you live in an on an avenue, well, it will be very difficult to stop listening to all the cars, all the traffic, and everything, right? Maybe at night, late at night, no? But in general, it is very noisy. Yes, if you live downtown, it's the same. Yes, it's very noisy downtown too. So we can use this a lot in the following sentences. Remember that noisy is an adjective. Okay, noisy is an adjective. So you can say something as, for example, um, okay, the class or the classroom was noisy today. Okay, the class or the classroom, right? The classroom was very noisy. Everybody was speaking, everybody were making noise. Yes, we couldn't hear what the teacher was saying, or maybe they were, I don't know, they had a loud music, right? We can also use that now. The classroom was noisy today. Kids, especially with kids, right? If you teach maybe primary students or kindergarten students, or you teach little children, no, you have 20 children there in the classroom, it's a completely nightmare, no? It feels like if you were in hell. Yeah, very good. So it's very noisy. It's very noisy. Now, one more time, we can use no, the class was noisy, or today we had a noisy, no, classroom, or it's a noisy classroom. Okay, maybe you can say, I have noisy neighbors. Yes, this is something very common too, no? There is always a person that makes noise when you're sleeping. When you're trying to sleep, when you're in bed, yes, there is always someone. There is always a person that is there, no, with loud music. He thinks that he can have a party at night, no? Have a party in the middle of the night. So it's something very annoying too. Or there are people that just go outside and they turn up all the volume as possible when they're on their cars, right? So when they're driving or when they're outside, when they're parked outside of the house, you can say you can listen to their music. So that is also very very annoying too. Okay, so this is it. Okay, so remember, you can say, for example, my house is noisy. My house was noisy. Or you can say, I have a noisy house, I have noisy neighbors, I live in a noisy street, I live in a noisy city. Yeah, this is it. Well, you can take a screenshot of this, and now let's read your sentences there. Okay, it's a sentence, so it's not very complicated. One thing before I start reading your sentences is that don't confuse noisy with noise. Okay, for example, noise is a noun, and noisy, okay, noisy is an adjective. So you can say, for example, make noise. Okay, if you are listening to your children, they are playing, they are running, you can say, stop making noise. Okay, stop making noise. Or you can say, please, you are making a lot of noise. Yes, make noise. On the other hand, noisy is an adjective. So we can say, you are noisy. My house or my street or my city is noisy. Yes, these are like two different things. Okay, two different things. Yes, you can say, oh, there's a lot of noise here. What's happening? Yep, very good. Let's start reading now your sentences. Okay, I've got a noisy neighbor. Very good, Gabriela. Next one, there is too much noise in my place. Okay, Stella, just that's that's what I mentioned is, okay? And there's a lot of noise. We always say a lot of noise. We never say a lot of noisy. Why? Because noisy is an adjective. We never say a lot of sad. We never say a lot of happy. You are a lot of happy. No, you are very happy. Yes, that is the difference. But if you want to talk about the sounds, there's a lot of noise. Okay, there's a lot of noise. My hamsters make a lot of noise at night. Yes, my city is noisy. Uh, Even more at night. Really? Why? There is too much noise in my place. At my place, Stella. At my place. My neighbor is very noisy. Okay, when he snores. Because I would use because there, that's it. Because he snores very loud. Something like that. Because would be much better. Okay, Mikhail, hello. How are you doing? Okay. Okay, Manuel. Okay, that's the most important thing. You understand. Okay. The Rivera Maya is so noisy. Really, Gabriela? I didn't know that. Thank you so much for the heart me and Moon. Sorry. Thank you very much for your support. Nice meet you in WhatsApp. Add me Stella. Just send me a message here on TikTok, or you go to the link of my profile. There you will find my WhatsApp. Okay, my town is very noisy. My neighbor's dog is are very noisy. My neighbors. Here you have to use the possessive. Neighbors' dogs. Neighbors. My neighbors. If you're talking about just one, my neighbor's dogs. Okay, if you're talking just about one neighbor. If you have more neighbors, okay, you have to use this. Neighbor's dog. Okay. So if you say neighbor's dog, this is just one neighbor. No? This is singular, one neighbor. If you're talking about neighbors, more than one, more than two or more, no? Two or more. Okay. Yes, that is the slight difference. I'm a noisy person, really. Okay. Okay, Takalan. So I don't. You're not the kind of person I would like to be next to. Okay, I don't like noise. It's too noisy around. Yes. What's neighbors? Neighbor is the person that lives next door. So everyone has neighbors, right? Because we always we live in a community or in a city or in a town. So the people that lives next door or in front of you are your neighbors. My neighbor's dogs are very noisy. Yes, very good. Guys, let's continue with the next sentence. The next sentence. Okay, listen to me and write. Okay, we're going to have a dictation sentence. And please remember to listen. I'm going to repeat the sentence 3 times and you have to write it down. Okay, let's start. This market is noisy in the mornings. Or this market is noisy in the mornings. This market is noisy in the mornings. Well, that's the sentence you need to write. My brother's girlfriend is very noisy. Okay. Okay, this market is noisy in the mornings. In the morning or in the mornings, yeah. In the morning, it's okay. Okay, this market is always noisy. Yes, that's right, no? And that's very common, right? Markets are very noisy. Okay, this market, okay, this market is noisy in the morning. Okay, very good, guys. Excellent. Let's continue with the next word. Guys, what does noisy mean? What is the opposite of noisy? Okay. This market. Yes, yes, yes. Sorry, 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 sorry. This market. You're right. Okay. What's the opposite of noisy, guys? You can say this market is at night. What do we use here? Quiet. Quiet. Yes, that's it. That's it. Quiet. But be careful with the spelling of quiet, guys. Quiet. Quiet. Okay, quiet. Noisy, quiet. Maybe peaceful, silent, but silent. Yeah, it's possible silent too. Peaceful. Yes, quiet is much better. Quiet is much better. Okay, guys, let's continue with the next word. Okay, guys, let's continue with the next word. The next word is understand. Okay, what does understand mean, guys? Okay, what does it mean? Number one, it means to know the meaning. Know the meaning. Okay, to know the meaning of something. Okay, to understand is to know the meaning of something. Okay, and the second one is when you the second meaning here is to appreciate, okay, someone's feelings. Okay, appreciate. I don't know if I'm going to have enough space here. Appreciate. Okay, appreciate feelings. Yeah, very good. Now let's start with the first meaning. You can say, I understand this lesson, teacher. Thank you very much for helping me understand this lesson. I finally, okay, finally understand, okay, this class. Sometimes there are topics that are a little difficult, or maybe you need to review some topics two or three times. Okay, because they are very complex. They are very difficult, right? So it's this class, sorry. Okay. I finally understand. Oh my gosh, what's happening with me today? Oh my gosh, I'm making a lot of mistakes today. I don't know. Okay. I finally understand this lesson. Yes. So this is the first one. Now, what about the second one? We can say it's easy to understand. No? You can say this is also very important too. It's easy or it's difficult to understand. Okay, you can say mathematics are easy to understand. Or maybe some people would say mathematics are difficult to understand. Maybe you can say geometry is easy to understand. Geometry is difficult to understand. Yes. So this is a very common structure that we can use here. And now the second meaning is to appreciate feelings. Now, this is something very important, guys, because understand can imply to know something in an academic way, to understand a topic, to understand how something works, okay, how something is. But we can also use this in other emotional situations. No? When somebody says, I'm really frustrated, I don't know what to do, this is a big problem. And maybe you can say, hey, don't worry, I understand how you feel, right? I understand how you feel. In this case, we're not talking about something academic, right? We're not talking about an academic situation. We're talking about a more emotional situation. I feel, I know how you feel. Yes, I understand how you feel. Yes, number two. Okay, I understand how you feel. Yes, I'm frustrated. I don't know how to solve this. I don't know what to do. Yes, I'm really, really tired. Yeah, don't worry. I understand how you feel. Okay. I understand, or maybe you can say he always understands when I have a problem. No? Okay, he always understands the situation. Yes. So this is how we can use this structure. Okay. Now remember, what is the simple past of understand? Okay, there it is. Right. Understood. Understood. Yes, maybe you can use it here too. Let's put it here. Understood. Simple past form, past participle form. Yep. Very good. Excellent. Let's try. Let's read your sentences now. She understood the last class. Yes. I don't understand anything. Okay, Tifa. I understand your course well. Ah, the course, maybe, no? I understand the course very well. Letter E there. Could you tell me again because I don't understand? Could you tell can you tell me again? No, we can say can you tell me again? Can you repeat it again? Uh-huh. Could you repeat that again? Because I didn't understand. Okay. Or could you say that again? Because I didn't understand. You can use simple past. Or maybe you can say, could you speak slower? Because I don't understand what you're saying. Yeah, could you speak slower? But we never say, could you tell me again? No, it's not, it doesn't sound natural. Okay, can you mention that again? You can say that, no? Could you mention it again? In that case, yes. Could you say that again? Could you say it again? Yes. I always understand your English class. Okay, perfect, India. I like your class. It's easy to understand. Very good, Ana Avila. I always understand your English class. Yes. Use a bit. Okay, very good, very good. Thank you or explain me. Explain me. Why? No, explain it to me. You can say, "Oh, it's this is so difficult. Can you explain it to me? Could you explain it to me again?" Yes. Um, could you could you send me again? Could you send me again? What's that? No. My neighbor doesn't understand that it's 2 a.m. That 2 a.m. isn't a good time for karaoke, isn't a good time for karaoke. How would you say that? You explain very well. Like I understand. I can understand. I can understand something. I can understand everything, or I can understand most of what you say. I just understood the breathing. Oh my gosh, what's that? The last part. Pardon. I beg your pardon. Yes, pardon. I can't understand what you said. Yes. Could you show me again? Can you show it? Can you show me again? But you have to use the object. Can you show it to me again? Yes. Very good, guys. Let's continue with the next activity, the next sentence. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Very good. Yes, I can speak in Spanish, but today is only English Friday, so I only speak in English. Yes, sorry. Okay. Let's continue with the next word. Okay. Listen to me and write the following sentence. Yes. You need to understand her. Okay. You need to understand her opinion. You need to understand her opinion. You need to understand her opinion. Okay. That's the sentence you need to write. Okay. Okay, Fernanda. Yes, I'm sorry, but today is only English Friday. But I speak in Spanish and English on Mondays and Wednesdays. You can also see the replay of this class or the previous classes on my YouTube channel. Okay, you can watch the class we had on Monday and last Monday and Wednesday. They're very good. Okay, the name of the channel is Teacher in Linea. Go to Teacher in Linea on YouTube and then look for the playlists. Okay, there you will find all the classes. Okay, perfect. You need to understand her opinion. Yes, that's a good sentence too, guys. Let's write it down. Okay, you need to understand. Hey, you need to understand her opinion. You need to understand the situation. Okay, very good, guys. Let's continue with the next word. Okay, I'm going to erase this. Okay, excellent. Let's continue with the next word. Okay, what is the next word? Okay, we have only two words, guys, and I don't have a lot of space, so I'm just going to show you the word, the meaning, and just some examples. Yes, we're gonna do the next words very quick. Okay, very quickly. Refrigerator. Okay, refrigerator. Okay, refrigerator, what does it mean? Well, this is a machine. Okay, a machine. A machine that we use for keeping food, no? Cold. For keeping food cold. Okay. A machine that keeps food cold, maybe. That keeps, it's much better. That keeps food cold. Yes, that's it. That's it. Yep. You can use a full name. Okay. Refrigerator. Rator. No, like it sounds like Terminator. Okay, Terminator. Refrigerator. Yes. Or you can use the short name that is fridge. Yes. This one is much common. Fridge. Okay, you can use it too. Refrigerator, fridge. And well, you can say you can use the refrigerator for a lot of things, no? You put meat, you put all your vegetables there. Okay. Maybe you can get most of the refrigerators have a freezer, right? Like you have a part where you put the vegetables or the fruits. And then there is another small part that we call freezer. Why? Because you can put meat or other food there, okay? And so they can get frozen. Yes, that is a freezer. Yeah, well, or a freezer part, no? Then you have a freezer like a big appliance that is only for freezing things. Yep, but most of the refrigerators have a freezer section. Okay, very good, guys. Let's continue with the next word. Okay, the next word is okay. Let's see. Can you put the groceries in the refrigerator? Can you put the groceries in the refrigerator? Can you put the groceries in the refrigerator or in the fridge? Yes, that's the sentence you need to write, guys. One more time. Can you put the groceries in the refrigerator? Or maybe, please put the groceries in the refrigerator. Yeah, that would be another good sentence. Okay, 10 seconds, guys, to write your sentences. Okay, good job. Good job. let's write it down. Okay, let's put it here. Um, can you put, look at that. Can you put that groceries? What's the meaning of groceries, guys? We're not talking about bad words, okay? Can you put the groceries in the refrigerator? And remember that this is a question, okay? Can you put the groceries in the refrigerator? Well, let's continue with the last word. Okay, I'm going to erase this. Okay, what does groceries mean, guys? Okay, can you put my drink in the fridge? Yes, that's a good sentence too. There is ice cream. And Avila, we're going to organize your sentence. There is ice cream. There's always ice cream in my refrigerator. Yes, you can use it. Okay, you can use it, but we're gonna put it in a different way. Okay, there is always ice cream. There's always ice cream in my fridge. Can you put my drink in the fridge? In the fridge. Yes, very good. Food, supplies, vegetable, fruits. Yes, everything we use for cooking or eating, right? Everything we use for cooking or eating. Yes, very good. Okay, Sophie Nieves, thank you so much for your words. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, let's continue with the last word. Okay, Fernando, thank you. Thank you so much for your gifts too. Thank you. The last word is onion. Onion. Okay, this is a very nice vegetable, right? Okay, some people love onions. Other people hate onions. Okay, but it's a nice vegetable, I think. I love eating onions. A salad. Okay, an onion salad is delicious. Obviously, you got to be careful with with the smell of your mouth, right? But it's nice. Okay, yummy, yummy. Okay, very good. Thank you, Moni. Thank you, Fernando. Great. Welcome to the class. Okay, in ceviche. Yes, it's delicious in ceviche. There are some places where you can use onions too. Yeah, very good. Now, let's finish with the last sentence. I bought a bag of onions today. I bought a bag of onions today. I bought a bag of onions today. Listen and write. Okay, it's healthy. Yes, it's healthy to eat onions. Yes. Uh, onions are very nutritious, Anna. Nutritious. Onions are very nutritious. I bought a bag of onions today. And we never say bo, no? It isn't o. O, no. Bot, no. Bot is computer, no? We have a lot of bots here. But the simple past form of buys is with ah, ah, bought, bought. Okay, it's a combination between an o and an ah. Bought, bought. Okay, yes. Now let's write it down. Okay, let's write it down here. I bought, I bought. Okay, I bought a bag of onions today. Sí. Okay, very good, guys. That will be all we're gonna do for today. Okay, so thank you so much for being here. We've talked about 7 words, how to use them. As I always tell you guys, try to pay attention to the function of each word, especially when we're talking about prepositions. So, for example, today we learned how to use for. Okay, it has three functions, three different meanings. Okay, translation is helpful, but what is going to help you improve your English, okay, or to continue getting better is to understand how you can use each word in a sentence, okay? And that's the only way to do that is if you pay attention to as many examples as possible. That's why I spend a lot of time giving you examples and things like that. So thank you so much, Vin. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. And we'll see us again on Monday. Okay? Bye bye. See you around.